Oh, also, I have my movie for when it's my turn. I watched The Prestige. I've got opinions.
Your eyebrow raise. I've got opinions.
Opinions.
All right, are we ready to do this?
Yeah, we're ready. Can you do
Okay.
the intro?
Yeah, I was gonna do it.
Okay.
What's in
We don't watch movies.
Yeah, I know. I figured it out as soon as I said it, I have to do that. It's in my warm up. Hey everybody, you're listening to We Don't Watch Movies with Monze.
And Corinne.
Woo! All right, so this week we're talking about the 2018 Star Wars film Solo.
Woo!
Woo!
I was like, wow, 2018. So long ago.
Yeah,
Not long ago at
2018.
all.
It's not that long ago. It's their newest movie. But before we talk about Solo, I want to talk about Jurassic Park because I watched Jurassic Park recently. Um, yes, thank you. It's the first time we've talked about a movie that one of us has watched a movie we haven't seen before.
Uh-huh.
So I figured I should give my little feedback on it.
Uh-huh. What did you
I
think?
don't remember what I gave it my ranking, but I definitely think it's a 5 out of 5. This was such a good movie.
Yes.
I was super stressed.
Yes!
I was screaming the whole time, and like I knew it was gonna happen because we did like the whole thing, and I was like waiting for every single moment. But it was still like, oh my god, oh my god, and then the freaking Jeff Goldblum that entire movie, like what is he doing?
He's so good. Oh my god, he's
just
so
like,
funny.
what? He's just randomly like touching her, like, all right, Jeff Goldblum, back off. And then up at the beginning, when the guy, I don't even know his name, is like scaring the little boy, and he's like, the Velociraptor. It's like, there's all these adults. Who does this child belong to? Why is he literally scaring the crap out of this child? Like, where did he like come from? Like, what is going on? Like, why is this okay?
I think it's supposed to show that he doesn't like children, but I remembered when that first happened, I was like, oh, does this mean I'm gonna see someone getting killed by a velociraptor in this exact manner? And it doesn't happen. So I think it's just to show he hates kids.
He's not good with kids, and he doesn't like children. Yeah. But I was like, what? But yeah, the movie is so good. I really like when Jeff Goldblum is wearing that stupid leather jacket the entire movie, and the only time he takes it off is he takes it off so he can stand and look at dino poop.
And I'm like, sexily over to
he's seducing dino poop, and he's just staring at it, and I'm like, what? Why is this happening? And then after he gets injured by the thing, he's just laying down for the rest of the movie, and they literally use him as a table to put the map. Like, he's literally just a sexy table. But yeah, the movie was good. I really liked it. I had a really good time watching it. Good. And now my friends are like, well, now we need to watch Lost World. I was like, but Lost World is the movie that traumatized me as a child. But yeah, so I watched Jurassic Park. I really liked it. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Everyone should go watch it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, you're like, why would you watch it till now? Like, shut up. No one asked you. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Yeah, it's like, it's just a solid, good movie. Like, it's almost unclockable. It's just so good. It's just, I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 because the one deduction was just, I am stressed out the entire time of this movie. It is a 5 out of 5 minus 1 for stressing me out always. But yeah, it's a good movie that I can only watch once a decade.
I don't know. So. I bought it because I was like, I'll probably end up watching this again, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch it again. Like, I super dig it, super into it now. Nothing but dinosaur memes from now on. Corinne, watch out.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. 5 out of 5 stars.
Cool. Ooh, nice. So I'm excited for you. You conquered your fear. You watched a good movie. It sounds like you are for the better for it. So
I am for the better for it. Congrats. I also rewatched The Wedding Planner this weekend because
it's on Hulu, right?
Yeah, it's on Hulu, and it was also just as good. And then, you know the thing I told you about how the doctor, Matthew McConaughey character, is like I only eat the brown M&Ms because they have less food coloring.
Yeah, like an idiot.
Fun fact, they actually have more food coloring, artificial coloring, than colored ones.
Why? Because you need more to make the brown color?
I think so, yeah. I told my friend and he was like, what? And he looked it up too and he was like, let me look at this. I was like, why are you? Okay, whatever. But yeah.
Because the M&Ms are white. Like the candy shell is white. So there's no less food coloring unless you remove the shell entirely and it's just chocolate. And I think brown, you need like multiple colors to make that color.
To make brown, yeah.
So he's just stupid.
He's just
lying out his ass.
Look, this is like a movie from like 2001, alright? Calm down.
They had Google back then.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Alright, anyway. Okay. So let's talk about Solo.
Ooh.
Corinne, neither of us have seen this movie.
No.
Why haven't you seen this movie?
I didn't want to. I just... Yeah, that's basically my reason. Was there a specific reason why you didn't want to? It didn't seem interesting. The trailer didn't seem interesting. I heard the main guy was just like really not doing a good job acting. This was around like I was disappointed with The Last Jedi. Something else was going on that I was just like, I have no desire to watch. I think I was going through like relationship problems, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this because my usual person I go watch this with, I don't know if he even wants to watch. I don't know if I want to watch it with him. And then I don't know. It just didn't. The only reason I would have wanted to watch it was for Lando Calrissian, who was it? Donald Glover was playing him. Calrissian. I heard he was really good, but I also just heard the movie was not very good. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you?
So yeah, when they were like announced it, I was like, God, why? Like, we don't really need Han Solo's backstory, right? Like it's enough just to know he's like this seemingly roguish guy, but in fact he's a huge doofus, right? Like it's enough. Like, I don't need to know how he got there. And I think like a lot of the comics and even like the Star Wars books have sort of explored that already.
They have,
like, right, that's good enough. Like, I'm over it. And then when they were doing all the casting, like they had some really good front runners, and then they chose like the most basic white boy, and I was like, why? And then there were all these issues about like having like 3 million directors and them all coming out. Like, and then it was
going
just, like,
through so much production.
Like hell. You could, and like I was like, this movie's gonna be a mess, like no matter what. And then I did want to see Donald Glover as Lando. But I was like, it's not enough.
Yeah, I wanted to see him, and then the girl also looked interesting, just because I liked her hairstyle. I was like, that is a cute ponytail.
She was like, looks so pretty, and I was like, maybe I'll go watch it. Who knows? But yeah, so then I was just not interested. And then I think I saw maybe one trailer, and I was like, oh. And then like there were all the reviews again about how bad the main guy was. And I was like, oh, well, that's not surprising. But, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't it never really piqued my interest. Okay, so what do you think Solo is about?
My favorite part. What do I think this movie is about?
My favorite part of the podcast.
Episode. You almost said movie.
My favorite part of this movie called Life is
part where I incorrectly guessed. Okay, so I think I remember I read the synopsis like a year or two ago, but I think what happens is Han Solo, I think it is classic mediocre white guy, stumbles upon a band of people who are all 10 times cooler and more talented and capable than him, and he somehow stumbles his way to the leader position for no goddamn reason, and then he's leading them for the climax. I think that's the general type of story. And I think how it is like, this girl needs him to like do some sort of like because it's like a heist movie sort of, I think, so they need to like pull off some sort of heist. She somehow recruits him, and he's just like this half serious sort of like stupid bumbling like not very capable sort of guy. um and then they go on like these zany adventures where he keeps proving that he's just not capable at all, and then Lando is there, and then you have like your crew, and he's just not doing anything, and then somehow he grabs a gun and does something dumb, and then like ends up in the top, and then there's like a falling out or whatever, and then I don't know, the girl needs to be rescued even though she's like should not have been arrested or caught or kidnapped in the first place. So then he goes to like try to rescue her, and then he then that proves that he should be captain, and they have like this moment where they're like, all right, we're deep in the dumps, we got to figure out what to do, and the girl turns to him and she goes, what now? And he goes, we're gonna do something really stupid, and then it cuts to them like doing something dumb. We get like the Millennial Falcon or whatever, that he like takes the ship and he makes some dumb joke about it being
Falcon.
Millennium Falcon, and he's
the Millennial Falcon.
Millennial Falcon eating avocado toast. He makes some dumb joke about it being a hunk of metal, but we think it's funny because that's going to be your hunk of metal, Han Solo. You just don't know it yet. And then they save the day, and he's like the leader, but he's also this roguish guy who can't be tied down yet. So he like escapes being arrested or something with the ship, and like the friends let him, and they're like, oh, that guy, huh? And then
oh, that guy, Han. Yeah. Freeze frame.
That's what I think. That's what I think the movie is. I think it's mediocre white guy stumbles his way into a position of power.
So, the use.
Yeah, even though he doesn't deserve it. What do you think it's about?
I think it's about that Kessel Run thing that he talks about, like, oh, the Millennium Falcon made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. So I think maybe it's about getting a team to run that thing. I think there might be a heist involved. I'm kind of with you on that. Like, there's like an end goal. Like I don't think the race is like the whole end goal of it, but I think it is something that's sort of that goes to the end game of whatever thing they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. What Castle Run thing?
Do you remember the original Star Wars?
I actively try to block it out because those movies were traumatizing when I was younger. But I remember the first movie very well because we watched it as an adult.
Okay. Jesus Christ. What?
I thought they were so ugly, and the Tauntaun scene like scared me because my dad played the movies a lot when I was little.
Okay, yeah. We're going to have to talk about this later.
I mean, I like it now. I just don't remember a lot. When I was 6, it was just ugly. But
Jesus Christ. So in the Star Wars New Hope, when they are in the bar,
yeah.
I'm just imagining the video where they're doing that dance. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they're like, and Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan is like, hey, we need a ship or whatever. And then Han is like, oh, the Millennium Falcon. And Luke is like, what's the Millennium Falcon? He's like, it's only the bestest, fastest ship ever. It's only made the Kessel Run in like 12 parsecs or whatever.
What's a parsec?
Like, it's a fake space thing. I don't know what it means, okay? I don't know what it means. I did not write this movie. I'm not George Lucas. I am not sitting on billions of dollars. I am poor. And have no credits to my name. So yeah, I don't know what that means. Maybe we'll find out what it means in this movie.
Okay. If it's about that.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's what you think it's about. A race.
I thought you were going to finish. If it's about that. Okay, no, that was it. Yeah, I think they're probably going to try and pull off a scam or something. And then they're like, in order to pull off the scam, we also need to do this, right? Like, run this race as a distraction or something. Or maybe he owes someone money, and he's like, the only way I can get the money for this race is if I run this race. Something like that. And he has his best friend and his other best friend. And then there's, like, the hot chick, and he's like, oh, hey, she's hot. And that's that. Yeah, I never really thought about it, if I'm being honest.
Neither have I. I'm, like, scrambling to be like, I remember the synopsis, there was a twist. I don't remember what it was. But,
he was an alien the entire time.
Dun, dun, dun. Alright, let's watch the trailer.
Oh, a dream. Which trailer?
The solo trailer. No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean.
I will fight you.
Should we watch? I think there's only two. There's a solo, a Star Wars Story official, and then official teaser. Yeah, let's watch the official trailer.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder if the twist is that Chewbacca dies.
He can't though. This takes place before.
I think I know what the twist is, and I think it's that Chewbacca dies. I feel like I still don't know what the movie's about.
Yeah.
I know that there's a job.
Yeah. So there's a heist. There has to be a heist. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Woody Harrelson is the leader. I think that white lady
Emilia
betrays them. Yeah. Oh, that's who she is. I was like, why is she so pretty? But I don't know what her name is. It's Emilia Clarke.
Yeah. From stupid Game of Thrones.
From Game of Thrones. I think she betrays him, kind of, but she's like a double agent. I want to know more about this sassy L whatever robot that's working with Lando. And I want to know more about the one other black person in the movie, that really pretty black lady. I want to know if she's a main character or not.
If she's available. That's honestly, I was like, Corinne, I'm sorry, but you.
No, she's way out of my league. I just want to know if she's in the movie a lot. Because I remember thinking, like, the supporting cast felt very strong, and then it revolved around this, like, who? For Han Solo, you know? Okay. Film Solo, a Star Wars movie.
Do you want to read it? You want me to read it?
I'll read it. Okay. Oh, this is a short plot. All right. On the planet Corellia, orphans Han and I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. Kira. Okay.
It's probably Kira.
I'm gonna go with Kira. Escape a local gang. They bribe an Imperial officer with stolen fuel known as coaxium. Oh, get it? Because they're coaxing him? Anyways, for a passage on a transport, but Kira is captured before she can board. Han vows to return for her and joins the Imperial Navy as a flight cadet, being given the name Solo. Why? Okay.
See, yeah, I didn't need to know how he got his name.
I didn't either. 3 years later, Han is serving as an infantryman on Mimban after it's like Mabimbam, my brother and me.
I know,
okay.
I love that podcast. I was saying the exact same thing.
Mabimbam.
I love Justin McElroy.
Yes, after being expelled
everything he says is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
So good.
Anyway.
After being expelled from the Imperial Flight Academy for insubordination.
Classic Han Solo.
He encounters a group of criminals posing as Imperial soldiers led by Tobias Beckett. Oh, who has this, like, normal name? Okay, Han attempts to blackmail Beckett into letting him join the gang, but Beckett is Woody Harrelson, has him arrested and thrown into a pit to be fed to a Wookiee prisoner named Chewbacca. Able to understand Chewbacca's language magically, Han persuades him to cooperate to escape. Beckett, aware of the usefulness of a Wookiee's strength, rescues and enlists them in the gang to steal a shipment of coaxium on Vandor 1. Why didn't he rescue the Wookiee before if he knew the Wookiee would be important?
Because he had no way to control him until a white guy that knew how to speak Wookiee came along.
Gotcha, okay. The plan fails when the Cloud Riders, led by Enfys Nest... Who is Enfys Nest? arrive to hijack the shipment, resulting in the deaths of Beckett's wife, Val, and another crewman, Rio, and the destruction of the coaxium. Oh, it was Thandie Newton!
I don't know what that is.
Thandie Newton was the black lady we saw in the trailer, and she's in Westworld. Like, she's like the main person in Westworld. She was also the wife in Pursuit of Happiness and was in Beloved. Oh, she was in Mission Impossible too. Okay, she was in a lot of things.
Apparently, I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, she was also on RuPaul's Drag Race as a
I
judge.
figured that's where you knew her from. Now
that is where I knew her. Alright, Beckett reveals that he was ordered to steal the shipment for Dryden Voss, a high-ranking crime boss in the Crimson Dawn Syndicate. Who are these people?
I don't know.
Who? Paul Bettany. I like Paul Bettany. That's Vision. He's Dryden Voss. Okay. A high rank. Han and Chewbacca volunteer to help him steal another shipment to repay the debt. They travel to Voss's yacht where Han finds Kira, who has joined Crimson Dawn as Voss's top lieutenant. Han suggests a risky plan to steal unrefined coaxium from the mines on Kessel. Voss approves.
The Kessel Run!
Oh! I thought it was Castle Run, but okay. I gotcha. Kessel Run. Voss approves, but insists Kira accompany the team. She leads them to Lando Calrissian, a smuggler and pilot who she hopes will lend them his ship, the Millennium Falcon. Oh. Han challenges Lando to a game of sabacc, with the wager being Lando's ship. Lando cheats to win, but agrees to join the mission in exchange for a share of the profits. After reaching Kessel and the Falcon and infiltrating the mine, Lando's droid co-pilot, L337, I like her, instigates a slave revolt. In the confusion, they steal the coaxium, but L3 is fatally damaged! And Lando is wounded during the escape. With the help of L3's navigational computer hotwired into the ship's system, Han pilots the ship through the dangerous and uncharted Kessel Run to elude an Imperial blockade. The Falcon, badly damaged, lands on the planet Savareen to process the coaxium. Enfys arrives, having tracked the team from Vandor, and Lando leaves in the Falcon, deserting everyone else. Enfys reveals that she and her crew are rebels trying to strike back at the Syndicates and the Empire. Oh, okay. Han becomes sympathetic to their cause and tries to trick Voss, who reveals Beckett has already alerted him to the double cross. Voss sends his guards to kill Enfys, but the Cloud Riders overpower them, leaving Voss defenseless. Having anticipated Voss's strategy somehow, Han tries to take the coaxium, but Beckett betrays Voss and escapes with it, taking Chewbacca hostage. Kira kills Voss and sends Han after Beckett. She contacts Voss's superior, the former Sith Lord Maul, to inform him of the mission's failure, which she blames on Beckett. Maul orders Kira to meet with him on Dathomir. Okay. Han confronts Beckett and shoots him before he can return fire. Kira leaves in Voss's yacht, while Han and Chewbacca give the coaxium to Enfys, who offers Han a chance to join the rebellion against the Empire. He declines, and she gives him a vial of coaxium, enough to purchase a ship of his own. Han and Chewbacca locate Lando and challenge him to a rematch in sabacc, once again wagering the Falcon. Han wins, having stolen the card Lando used in order to cheat. He and Chewbacca leave for Tatooine to find a crime lord who is putting together a profitable job. What happens with Kira? She becomes evil?
I don't know. That's what I was just thinking.
That she just leaves? What happens with her and Darth Maul?
I don't know. Maybe I'll find something here.
This is okay. Is there like an IMDb synopsis that gives me a little more information?
She is in Star Wars Forces of Destiny.
Oh, we have a long synopsis here. Okay, I don't even know all this stuff.
I don't think they have anything about her at all. They just say she may or may not be a Sith.
Yeah, it says Kira contacts her true boss, a shadowy figure who reveals himself to be Darth Maul. She tells him of the mission's failure, and he assigns her to Dryden's former position. She leaves on Dryden's ship, passing over Han and Chewie. She looks over to him, and he looks back. And that's kind of it. So she just was working for a Sith the whole time.
Okay.
Okay. So the reveal of the leader of the Cloud Riders is that she's like a teenage girl. Like that happens kind of at the end. Even though they meet them in the beginning. They're like, I don't know who this is.
Okay.
Okay.
That was slightly underwhelming.
Yeah. It's just Han reveals he can speak the Wookiee language. He does. There's no reason why.
Because sometimes when you grow up, you're just around a lot of people and they are speaking a language, and you just can't get the guttural sound, but you can understand it. I'm saying he was raised by Wookiees, and then he was left and abandoned at an orphanage. I think it's so stupid that he's given the name Solo as like a nickname.
Oh, you want to know how? It's okay. He speaks to a recruitment officer, and he asks Han for his full name. When he can't give him a surname, and when the officer sees he is alone and has no family, he dubs him Han Solo.
Well, then they should just call me Monze likes watermelon. Like, what the heck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy is alone. Let's call him Solo.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. See, like, there were things like, no one wanted these answers. No one cared.
Mm-hmm.
None of us ever really cared how he got the Millennium Falcon. We don't care how he became friends with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no one's gonna make a freaking Back to the Future prequel because no one cares how Marty McFly and Doc Brown became besties.
No.
You just sort of accept that they are, even though it is super weird that a 16-year-old is best friends with like a 60-year-old man. Like, you're just, it doesn't matter.
So this movie was one of the most expensive films ever made.
And one of Disney's biggest flops.
But it was the lowest grossing live action film in the franchise.
Yep.
It cost $275 to $300 million to make, and it made back $393 million, so it just cut budget.
Yeah, so it's declared a flop because that's how Hollywood works, because it's stupid.
Yeah.
We made so much money, but it's not enough money.
Jesus Christ. We wanted to make more money, and because we didn't,
more money.
It's a flop. It's a flop, and it's your fault for not watching this and giving us more money. It's a flop.
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you think? You said it was kind of underwhelming. I kind of agree. How long is this? This movie's like 2 hours long. How is this movie 2 hours long? The synopsis on IMDb is a little lengthier because it's more detailed, but I still don't know how it's 2 hours long. So yeah. It's just whatever. That it goes into like the Kessel Run. Han is able to brag that he made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. I don't know what a stupid parsec is.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what it
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I thought it was a race, and I'm really upset it's not a race, because I think it's more exciting if it's like this weird bounty hunter race, you know? Like,
it's just a series of like this monster trying to eat them, and that's what they made it out of.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, that's okay. Like, no wonder no one knows what that is. It's...
Yeah.
Like, what? Alright. Whatever. It's...
Yeah, I'm confused on who the bad guys and the good guys are.
Well, isn't that what the twist is, right? Like...
Yeah.
he thought he was the good guy, but he was actually maybe secretly working for the bad guys because his ex-girlfriend slash friend is actually a bad guy. But there's
Yeah.
no payoff with her being a bad guy because it's not like she ever shows up again in anything else.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be like a good post-credit scene if it's like her meeting Darth Maul? Like, I feel like when she's calling her boss and he's like, "All right, meet me here." She's like, "All right, don't show him yet." She leaves and you're like, "Where is she going?" She's leaving. Okay, bye. Or like they could even have like a goodbye and she's like, "I can't see you again. I have to go. I'm sorry. Bye." Kisses him, leaves, stony face. Something like that. And then post credit scene, we see her meeting, and then Darth Maul comes out of the shadows, and you're like, oh, this is your boss? And she like shows up and takes a kneel, and you're like, you're working for him? And then he's like, like it sets it up with like, who's this? Who is she? Who does she become? But I feel like the problem is because these are all prequels, like you can't have like that sort of satisfying or interesting like what happens because we know what happens. We know Darth Maul dies. Like Darth Maul
Spoilers.
dies before the before like the main he's like he predates Luke.
Yeah, he's also still prequel.
Which, oh my god, that makes Han really old.
Not real.
Where is Anakin? Darth Maul
Maybe.
dies in Phantom Menace.
Oh,
And Anakin is 8 years old.
hold
And
on.
Han Solo is clearly in his 20s. If he's 20 when Anakin is 8, and then Anakin becomes Luke's
Well,
father.
then maybe he's just in his 40s. I guess I just always assumed Han Solo was like in his late 20s, early 30s.
Because they all technically were. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh
Disney, you
no!
fucked up. Okay, if Han Solo is older than Anakin, then and he's an adult when Anakin is a child, that means Han Solo is like he would be 40 when Anakin becomes 20, assuming that's how old he is when he has kids. And then Luke Skywalker and Leia are both like what, 18 years old, 19 years old? They're
Yeah.
pretty young, right? And he's 40 already. He's 60 when he meets them. And he's supposed to be a viable love interest for Princess Leia. What?
Maybe Corellians age slow. I don't know. He's still human though. It's not. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Look. I don't know what to tell you.
This
I have
makes
no
no
idea what
sense.
to tell you.
This makes none sense.
Nonsense.
Oh no! You can't. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
This. Oh my god! I'm so wow. This predates the prequels. It doesn't even just predate the original trilogy. It predates the prequels. The youngest he could be is 50. That's assuming he's 16 when this movie happens. The Anakin is 18 when like he has
No,
kids,
wait, no,
and
wait,
then
wait,
Luke
wait,
and
wait,
Leia
wait.
are 16.
This is the first Star Wars movie in which Chewbacca reveals his age 190 years old. That means he is 200 years old in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope.
What?
That's what it says here.
No.
Which means that they're saying that this movie takes place 10 years before A New Hope. But if Darth Maul is alive, unless they're just saying he didn't die when he died in the prequels, or maybe they just completely spaced on that and they were like, whatever. I wonder if this is like in a goof. Let me see. Let me look this up. Because, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make any sense. He's gotta be super old.
Solo, the hidden implications behind that crazy Star Wars cameo. Tell me, Vanity Fair. Tell me.
Tell me. Give me the hot tea. Spill it. Because Darth Maul is alive in this film, some believe it takes place before the events of Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, when he was cut in half and apparently killed. According to Star Wars The Clone Wars, Maul not only survived, but received artificial legs which are visible in this film. Therefore, the film takes place somewhere between the events of Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story.
Okay, I see. So he's in the Clone Wars.
Also, parsecs is a unit of distance, or mistakenly used as a unit of time. In this movie, Han finds a shortcut through the winding maze of the castle while making the original statement correct. So it's a unit of distance, but they don't say how much of a distance it is.
That would be like if I was like, Monze, I crossed the continental United States in 12 miles. Like, no, the stupid thing is 2,000 miles long. I can't be like, oh, I crossed it 1,900 miles. That's not impressive. What's impressive if I was like, I crossed it in 2 days. That's impressive. This movie's a mess. I hate everything about it.
If Darth Maul survives, Darth Vader and Emperor Darth Sidious also exist. Always two there are, no more, no less, a master and an apprentice. There should not be two Darth Sith apprentices. At this point, he's no longer a Sith and simply goes by the name Maul. Therefore, this is not an error. Because they're not calling him Sith Darth Maul.
Whatever.
They're just calling him Maul.
Whatever, Disney. I see you.
Whatever.
I see right through you. I think it's cool that they put in Clone Wars canon. I do think that's kind of cool. But at the same time, now Han is like 10 years older than Leia, which is still kind of like you're 30 and she's 20, which is still not great. But
that's how it always was. Even when I read, I was like, whatever. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
I don't care anymore.
Whatever.
Like, if everyone is illegal and no one is super old, it's whatever.
Okay. Sure.
I always thought Woody Harrelson's name was Woody Harrison.
I said Woody Harrelson.
I know. I'm just saying right now that I'm looking at it, and I always thought it was Harrison, not Harrelson.
Oh.
And anyway, that was just a little thing.
All right. What are you rating this movie, Monze?
I'm rating this movie 2 out of 5.
Wow. What's the logic?
The logic is that I don't care about the movie or the story. But I'm giving it that other star because it's just for Donald Glover. It's literally just because he looks so pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he does a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this movie 1 out of 5 stars. The 1 star goes to Donald Glover and Thandie Newton and L337 and kind of Emilia Clarke. Those are and maybe Woody Harrelson. I'm sure they killed it.
Supporting cast, then.
For supporting cast. The 1 star goes to supporting cast, particularly Donald Glover and Thandie Newton. That's it. I don't really want to ever watch this movie. Maybe I'll watch it on a plane. I kind of want to watch it
just to see how not good it is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, if a friend was like, you want to watch Solo, and I had nothing to do, I'd be like, okay, let me get something to drink first, because I need some strength to get through this. Or, like, let's make it a drinking game. Like, that, yeah. But I'm not, like, gunning to watch this movie, and I don't really want to. And just from the trailer, like, a lot of his lines were like, is that the best read you got? Okay.
That was like one of the things I think they were saying about the trailer was that if you notice he doesn't really talk a lot in the trailer, and that was because it was like they couldn't really find any good
yeah. He's just like, I have a really good idea about this. I'm like, do you? You're really selling that line to me. He's like, I didn't know you could fly.
Good idea about this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. It's all gonna be okay.
They should have just gotten Harrison Ford to play himself younger, but they don't do anything to change his age.
He sees a 60-year-old guy, but he's like, I'm 21. I would watch the heck out of that movie. Are you kidding me?
That's what I want. That's what I want.
That movie would be so good.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
What's up, fellow teens?
I'm Han Solo. Ignore my white hair and the crick in my back. That's not arthritis. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what it should be? It should be like Han Solo is telling like Ben or something, like his life story.
Yeah.
But since it's from Ben, like the kid's perspective, he just casts like his dad as the main guy, and then even Lando, because I'm sure he knows Lando, as like the same like Billy. What's Billy D? I forgot his name. As the original. So everyone else is just like regular, but it's just them because it's just him imagining. It's just like a really weird Princess Bride.
I was just thinking that it should be like this like Star Wars Princess Bride. Like, can you imagine the gag if they like just parodied it like that? Like, he's in a little funny Star Wars bedroom. It's like a little Ben Solo, and Harrison Ford comes in and sits down and like tells him the story. And you could even make it canon, because you could zoom out, the memory ends, and then then it becomes Adam Driver Ben Solo thinking about it, reckoning with the terrible things that he's done, including killing his father and like crying, like, you know, like it becomes it's like this large 2-hour movie that actually is just condensed into like this memory that he's having that would actually make him a more sympathetic character in the long run. And then that leads into like the next movie when like he, you know, he has the about face anyways, right? Like,
don't even oh my god.
But you know, like that would be like really funny and cute and like referential and just like kind of like a completely different movie. And then when you pull out in the end, it colors it completely differently, and now it becomes sad. Like the whole thing becomes sad. Why couldn't they do that?
Because no one is as woke as us, especially not Lucasfilms. Are you kidding me? Catherine Kennedy.
What I would do for that, you know.
If you were to remake.
If I were to, that is exactly how I would remake it, you know. Because I thought they did an excellent job with Rogue One, because that was a relatively small story that like happens in the grand scheme of things, and you never know the fate of these people, and then you realize that they're all going to die. But then, you know, in the context, like that movie would have hit so much sadder if all the movies were released chronologically. But because we know that their sacrifice was worth it and that they win in the end, like the ending, even though it's so depressing because they all die, it becomes
I'm so
hopeful. Mad. Yeah, I was like almost crying.
How dare you kill my boy Diego Luna?
When they were killing all of them, and I was like, what? They all die? No, they must get off. She must get off. He and her must get off. No, they all die. And I'm like,
literally all die.
Like, this would be so much more depressing.
It's still freaking depressing. Are you kidding me?
No,
I'm still super sad about it. Sometimes I lay awake at night and be like, damn.
It is depressing. Damn. But my thing is, because we know how it ends in the long run.
You're like, it was worth it because they end up destroying the whatever. Yes. But it doesn't stop making me sad.
It goes from being like 100% sad
but it is
like
a hopeful ending,
yeah.
I think is what you're saying. It's a hopeful ending.
So then with this, you would have the opposite effect. You would have this like fun movie where no one dies, and they have this wonderful father-son moment and everything, and it's all fun and happy, and what is this? And then you zoom out, and it's like, oh, but this is after
him,
he
like,
died,
pushing his dad off the bridge, and it's like, oh,
yeah. Just him reckoning with like what he's done, you know, and him reconsidering everything. So this movie is actually like deep diving into his mindset. And then we have the third movie, and they rewrite a lot of the stuff in that movie too. But yeah, that's what should have. That should have been the 2 hours dragged out into like or whatever, instead of The Last Jedi, which was stupid. But anyways.
That movie was very stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
But not as stupid as... No, yeah. I forgot which movie I was talking about. The last two were not good. I was mad. Yeah, it's like... I think it would have been more interesting if it was a race. And it didn't even have to be about, like, the Millennium Falcon or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because... Right, like, we want to build up, like, this mythos around Han Solo and, like, how cool he is or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the thing about Han Solo is that he's not... I wouldn't say an active character so much as he
kind of stumbles into the role.
Yeah, he's like stumbles into things. Like he stumbles into like the Luke thing, right? He stumbles into joining the rebellion. And like he has all these skills and stuff. I think it would be more interesting to see him in the actual flight school.
Mm-hmm. Like a Top Gun movie?
Like a Top Gun movie. I want Han Solo Top Gun movie. You know? I think that might be more interesting because I think he is rebellious, and seeing him like rebel and choosing to be like, oh, I'm gonna leave this and I'm going to like become a smuggler, a bounty hunter. No, smuggler, right? He's a smuggler.
Yeah.
But also I think because he is also good at heart, right? Because we see him like in like the original Star Wars movies, like yeah, he's kind of roguish and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, he's gonna do
the right thing. Yeah,
he's gonna do the right thing. I think maybe being in that Imperial flight school or whatever, right? Like he has to make a choice about whether he's gonna continue or not, and so you can sort of cement his rebellion with that need to do good, and that would be his reason to leave. I think that would be a much more interesting movie, and also, let's make you gay and make a Top Gun.
Take my breath away.
Yeah, I just want. Yeah, is that Kenny Loggins? But yeah, so
no, that's Berlin.
No, I know.
The other one, Danger Zone.
Yeah, Danger Zone. Is that Danger Zone playing?
I just feel like I think not everything needs to be like high stakes, because flight school is a lot lower stakes. But like this is a prequel to this character. Not every character can have this like cool guns shooting whatever like thing, because then it doesn't make sense for him being kind of reluctant to join Luke. You know, like at first he's like, you need a pilot, I guess. You know, like that's like his whole thing. But if he has a run-in with Imperial forces earlier and the Rebel Alliance earlier,
it could even just be the story, right? Because he owes Jabba the Hutt money. It could be the story of how he got to get boarded by Imperial ships, whatever, and drop that load and end up being indebted to Jabba the Hutt. Like even that being sort of an immediate prequel to the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah, would have been interesting.
Because you could still, that's still like high stakes, right? Like we know he makes out of it, but it doesn't necessarily mean we know what that situation was or what he was delivering or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because he also seemed like someone who wasn't entirely on the rebel side. He just like went to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. So he was smuggling things with the Imperial people and smuggling things with the... He didn't care. He had like no alliance, which is like his whole arc. The whole point of him in Star Wars is like, no, I've got alliances now. This is what I believe in. So it doesn't... Yeah. There's just other stories that would have been more interesting if they really wanted to do a Han Solo one. So... Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't seem interesting. And still doesn't.
Yeah, plus that guy, Alden Ehrenreich, whatever his name is, has such like a boring face.
Yeah.
He's not attractive at all.
No.
At all.
No. Sorry.
Like, I'm sorry, but Harrison Ford is gorgeous and you are hideous. You're a hideous monster. I would rather make out with Chewbacca than you, Alden Ehrenreich.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How strong my feelings are about this.
You need to get like hair in your mouth. Ugh.
Oh, for sure. It's a bit like probably making out with Cousin It.
Yeah. Cousin probably uses conditioner. Chewie just looks like that's just rank, oily hair.
That's so rude.
Every time
I think Cousin It is grosser.
I think they're both gross. Every time I look at Chewie, my fingers just feel gross, and I'm like, I hate looking at you. You just, ugh.
Wow, that is some hot take. That is a hot take.
Yeah, it's like there's like wet hair in my mouth when I look at him, and then with it's just dry hair. Like they're both nasty.
Yeah, they're
both nasty.
Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's the episode.
That's the episode. We're leaving you with that, so that's great.
Let us know in the comments what you think about this movie and whether you would prefer to make out with Chewbacca or with Cousin It. Let us know. I really want to know.
Let us know. We're dying to know.
All right. Monze, where can they find us?
Well, they can find this beautiful, beautiful podcast at We Don't Watch Movies on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Magic Monster. What about you, Corinne?
You can find me on Twitter at Corinne is Korean. That's 1 R and 2 N's. Yeah.
Cool.
And a C and an O. People just don't know how to spell my name. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
So we'll be back next time with probably a movie that I haven't watched, but Monze has.
I think it's gonna, for realsies this time, I think it's gonna be The Exorcist.
Oh boy, scary!
Yeah. Oh! It's gonna be scary!
Scary!
I honestly blacked a lot of that movie out, so.
Great. Excited.
Yeah, so.
Okay. I like don't want to watch the trailer for that movie.
Too bad.
No!
Too bad!
I really don't want to watch it. Okay, and then after that, we'll talk about The Prestige unless I watch, like, another movie. But, yeah, I kind of want to talk about The Prestige.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Awesome. So, until next time.
Yep. Bye.
Adios. Bye.